What if we colonize Mars? We can make it like Earth, with lots of trees, oceans, and an atmosphere that we could breathe. But what will we need to do this? And is it possible at all? Let's imagine that we have decided to terraform Mars and make it like Earth. What would be the first steps? The first thing we will need to do is to warm up the planet. The average temperature on Mars is about -63 degrees Celsius. It's much too cold for us to live there without protection. So we will need to bring the temperature up to at least 0 degrees. To do this, we can use huge mirrors that will reflect sunlight onto the surface of Mars. By doing this, we will gradually warm up the planet and make it more hospitable for life. Another important thing that we will need to do is to create an atmosphere on Mars. At the moment, the planet has a very thin atmosphere that is mostly made up of carbon dioxide. This is not good for us because we need oxygen to breathe. So we will need to find a way to increase the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere. One way we could do this is by using genetically engineered microorganisms that will convert carbon dioxide into oxygen. Another way is by using machines that will extract oxygen from the frozen water on Mars. We will also need to make sure that there is enough pressure on Mars to keep our human bodies from exploding. Right now, the pressure on the planet is about 1% of what it is on Earth, so we will need to find a way to increase it. One way we could do this is by creating artificial lakes and oceans. By doing this, we will create a lot of new oxygen and raise the pressure on the planet. Of course, all of this will take a lot of time, so we will need to find a way to speed up the process. One way we could do this is by using nuclear bombs to break up the frozen carbon dioxide on Mars. This will release a lot of energy and help to warm up the planet. It will also create a lot of new oxygen. Of course, this is a dangerous thing to do, but it may be necessary if we want to terraform Mars quickly. But what about the soil on Mars? Can we make it fertile so that we can grow food there? The soil on Mars is very different from the soil on Earth. It is mostly made up of rock and dust, and it doesn't have much nutrition in it. So we will need to find a way to make it more fertile. One way we could do this is by using nanotechnology to create artificial soil. This soil will be perfect for growing food and will help us to create a sustainable environment on Mars. Of course, all of these things are easier said than done, but we are a clever species and we have accomplished many amazing things in the past, so I am sure that we can do it. Now, when we talk about terraforming Mars, it's important to remember that we are not the only ones who will benefit from it. There are already many forms of life on Mars, even if we can't see them with the naked eye. So we will need to be careful not to destroy any ecosystems while we are terraforming the planet. We will also need to consider the ethical implications of terraforming Mars and make sure that we are doing the right thing. But terraforming Mars is not the only option we have. We could also try to build enclosed habitats that would protect us from the harsh environment of Mars. These habitats would allow us to live on Mars without having to change the planet itself. It would also be a much faster and cheaper option. What do you think? Should we terraform Mars, or is it better to leave the planet alone? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe and check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.